Yes, party greetings and welcome. The 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations is upon us. Can you believe it? Action-packed auto sports. We're just done with the FIFA World Cup 2026. The Commonwealth Games is ongoing in Glasgow, Scotland. Don't forget, and Team Nigeria is repping big time there. I'll do a video to talk about that one, but this is all about the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Shout out to the Confederation of African Football for that Born Winners video. And guys, sincerely, when our women come out to play football, all of them are champions. All of them are winners. Well, you know the real champions. You know the real queens of Africa. Nigeria Super Falcons. What a story. It's going to be an interesting Women's Africa Cup of Nations. It has kicked off right there in Morocco. I've seen Algeria do a good one over Senegal. That one finishing 2-0. We cannot wait for the real action, you know, to get into that phase where we will be talking about it. And look, if you don't know, this WAFCON has got so much tied to it. It is an expanded format of 16 teams. The semi-finalists will get automatic qualification to the World Cup in Brazil. Interesting, yeah. And of course, the prize money. The prize money is definitely a good encouragement also. So shout out to the Confederation of African Football for putting that one into consideration, you know, where you get the winners get $2 million. Well, I haven't seen that in African football, so it's, you know, an improvement. The runners-up will get $750K, while the third placed team will get $500K. And there's a base participation fee for all of the guys that competed, $150,000. It's good for women's football in Africa. But let's talk about Nigeria women's team, the Super Falcons, the reigning queens of Africa, the only team that has done it 10 times. Yes, unprecedented, 10 times Women's Africa champions, you know, and Nike had to do good with the jersey. See 10 stars all over it, you know, showing respect to Nigeria Super Falcons. So we're like, Austin, you've not been talking about the Women's World Cup. You used to talk about the Women's World Cup, Women's Africa Cup of Nations. I'm back. I had to, you know, do business with the World Cup, get some rest. I'm still dealing with the jet lag. And then I get to Scotland before I go to Morocco from about a quarterfinal phase and see if Nigeria can make history once again. But I love everything I've been seeing online. The Super Falcons, the steeds, the vibes. You're showing that we've got style, representing Niger culture. And look, whether you like it or not, that's the winning mentality. You see these videos of them singing, dancing, saying, look, we know we are the team to beat, but no shaking, you know. And when Niger gets into that room, you know, it's end of story. I'll let you see some of the vibes that the Super Falcons have been giving us, you know, that got the world talking and saying, look, this team, where are they getting this energy from? Let you see them, their team bus, and then you see how they landed in Rabat, Morocco, like the queens that they are. Watch. Special shout out to Justina Aniafiok, respected international photojournalist, for those pictures. That's the Super Falcons getting into Rabat with speed, with style, you know. I love it so much. Let's just run through some of the pictures we've been seeing on social media. This team, look, it will be difficult. It's sort of mentality that the Super Falcons have. It will be difficult to beat them, you know. I love this pictures. That's the respected Asisato Shoala right there. You know, rate her steals from 1 to 10 for me. You know, she comes with all of the records, all of the accolades, you know. And when people were talking, why should Asisato Shoala become to the team? Is she not tired? I say, calm down. Class is permanent. And football is all about current form. If she's doing so well, then she deserves to be in that team. Let her take the experience that she's got, you know, into the team. That's the captain of the team, Rashida Tachibadi, Mommy Gio. See Mommy Gio now with the Jesus representing right there, you know. I love it so much. Everybody coming with their style, you know, showing what they've got right there. Star girl, Esther Okoronkwo right there, you know. All steez, class, you know, grace, poise. You can't touch this Super Falcons team, you know. And that's my girl right there, Michelle Alozie also, you know. All of them, queens in every way you want to look at it. Deborah Abiodun, I love her steez 100%, you know. Look, the swag these girls are giving. If you're coming to play against them, you better come correct, come ready. Your football must be on point, your swag must be on point, your mentality must be on point, because look, the way they got into Rabat is like clear road. The queens are here, you know, so no disrespect, no noise. Hey, keep quiet, we're here, you know. And I love it so much. Shout out to the Super Falcons, you know, wishing them all the best at the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. You know, I know some persons don't know the full team. I'll just run through it just because I haven't done a video on this team. So I'll just run through the Super Falcons squad lists for this Women's Africa Cup of Nations, and then I'll let you see the squad numbers as released by the Nigeria Football Federation media. The goalkeepers, top goalie, all day, every day, the best Africa has ever produced. Chiamaka Nadozie, there's Comforter, a boy in there, and Fatima Oloko is also there. The defenders, Osinacho Ale, Glory Ogbonna, Luatosin Demey, Alimatu Ahinde. There is Rofiat Muran, Michelle Alozie, Sikuratu Issa, Shukurat Oladipo completes the list of defenders. The midfielders, we've got Rashidat Ajibade, who is the captain of the team. You guys call her Mommy Gio, and she will answer because she's a Jesus baby, you know. And then there is Deborah Abiodun, there's Jennifer Ichigini, there's Christy Uchebe, and Antoinette Payne is right there to complete the list of midfielders. For the forwards, we have Morisola Babajide, there's Joy Omenwa, Esther Okoronkwo, Asisato Shoala. I talked about her the other time, comes with so much experience in the team. For Lashade Jamilusi, Uchenna Kanu, for Francisca Odega. That's one name that has also generated a lot of talking points. Chinwe Duhezwo, she had a good one the last time in Morocco. And the one that was missing, Monday Gift, is back in the team to complete the squad list for Coach Justin Madugu and his team. So that's the team that will execute Nigeria's mission to win a record-extending 11th Women Africa Cup of Nations title. Ooh, can they do it? Can they do it? Look, with this Super Falcons team, you never, ever say nothing, you know, because they've got a glorious record at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. See right there. They've played 79 games at the WAFCON. 62 wins. Stop playing. Put some respect on that name. 62 wins for the Super Falcons. 10 draws and 7 losses. Look, any way you want to say it, this team deserves anything you call respect. Any way you define respect, drop it on the table of the Super Falcons, because they have bossed this competition. This is the 14th edition, and Nigeria has 10. So out of the 13 editions played, only 3 has been shared by 3 different countries. Nigeria has 10. No. That's dominance in any way you want to pronounce the word dominance. So shout out to the Super Falcons. You know, let me run through it. They won the title in 1998, 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2010, 2014, 2016, 2018. And you know the Mission X story. in 2024. Which other way do you want to talk about respecting a team? You know, the Super Falcons. This one we know they panic when they play like the other ones. I didn't call any team, but with the Super Falcons, we are all chilled knowing that they will go out there and get the job done. But it's gonna be a tough Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And it's simple. It's because it serves as qualifiers for the FIFA World Cup that will take place in Brazil in 2027. You know, so and look, you must come correct because it's a semi-finalist from the WAFCON that will get to qualify for that World Cup. And I've always said it that the gap in women's football in Africa is getting close now. It's getting tight. You put Nigeria in there as of definitely the queens of women's football in Africa. You put South Africa in there. You put Morocco. Morocco found their way there now. Remember, the last 2 editions, back-to-back finalists. So you cannot play with them. I will put Zambia in there. But Ghana did enough to get us talking at the last edition, won bronze. So you must put Ghana in there. There is Cameroon that is saying, Ghana is like you've taken our slot. They're coming back now. They are pretty decent in their own way. There's Cote d'Ivoire in there also. And today, Algeria has shown us that they want to flex muscles, you know. And if you take a look at Algeria and what they have done for their women's football, they can believe. And women's football can be that funny. If you blink, you start asking questions, you know. Aside the Super Falcons, the fans, they know how to, you know, turn things around. We saw it at the last WAFCON when we thought things were going to be difficult. They just stunned us and did the unthinkable. It was difficult against Botswana. Somehow they got the win. And when we thought Zambia can do this, Zambia can do that. Zambia collect 5. I said, come, Zambia, come. I said, Coach, how Tool at the time making so much noise that they are there to hunt and all of that. And you have to hunt to Nigeria. Take your 5 and go Zambia. But no disrespect to the Zambian team, you know. They know their football also. So it's going to be pretty tough at this WAFCON. There are 3 debutants. And one of them we play in Nigeria's group. Malawi, Cape Verde. Cabo Verde, their men got us talking at the FIFA World Cup for the men. Will they get us talking at this WAFCON? We'll now see if the work they're doing in that country is holistic, it's 360 degrees, we will know. So there's Malawi, Cape Verde, and Kenya as debutants at this Women's Africa Cup of Nations, you know. So we definitely know that football these days is so unpredictable. Yeah, in any way you want to talk about it, you can't just come out and talk about football like you know it is going to stun you. So we'll get to see what those debutants will do. But I just like the fact that the Confederation of African Football, they have given us, you know, good reasons to see that they're making attempts to improve women's football to get the deserved respect that they should be getting, you know. And I want to say kudos to CAF as regards that one. The football will now be easy. Nigeria will play in Group C alongside Zambia, Egypt, and Malawi. You know, don't be quick to say, oh, that's an easy group. Don't be quick to say, oh, the Super Falcons can just do enough to win it. As I said, football at every level has made us see that, look, when you think you know where it is going, it will stun you. So I'll just run through the other groups for the WAFCON. In Group A, the host, Morocco, they will play alongside Algeria, Senegal, and Kenya. Isn't football crazy? Morocco and Senegal, we have their case in CAS for the men. You know the AFCON story? Yeah. On the pitch, Senegal won. The courtroom, in the boardroom, they say, no, Senegal, you forfeited the match. So Morocco, they are champions. So that case will get an appeal hearing in October. And football somehow got their women, Morocco and Senegal, to come and play. Crazy, you know? Yeah, crazy. So that's Group A. There is the host, Morocco. I told you there's also Algeria, there's Senegal there, and there's Kenya and Morocco and Algeria, and they will also share some rivalry in football. So that one definitely will get us talking. But Algeria got off to a winning start, beating Senegal 2-0. So now they can breathe as they wait for their second game. In Group B, there's South Africa in Group B, and there's Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Tanzania. So Nigeria used Tanzania to prepare. That friendly game ended 2-1. You know, I heard people say, oh, what did Madugu do with that game? Why did they struggle? Why did this and this happen? Why did it take Nigeria until the late minute to win that game? I keep telling people, calm down, relax, leave coaches and their team. Come out and talk about the game when it's played on the pitch, in the real game. When they do friendlies, there are a lot of things they're looking out for. So you gotta relax. I hear a lot of people already giving their own analysis, saying, oh, how can this kind of friendly game against Tanzania be this difficult for the team? No. Football is not like that anymore, particularly when a small team is playing a big team. Yeah, you just have to do what Ghana did to England at the World Cup. Do the bare minimum not to be disgraced as a small team. And these smaller teams, they're learning from that. So yeah, I think Coach Madugu and his team, after that game against Tanzania, they will go back and they will take notes. And there are definitely lessons learned. I understand that as fans, followers, supporters, lovers of football, particularly with the national team, we just want to come out, support our team and have them win all the time. But it cannot happen all the time. Nah, it's not possible. It's not going to happen all the time. But the Super Falcons did just enough to win that game against Tanzania. It's a warm-up game for the WAFCON 2-1. They will keep it in the bag. I told you they'll play in Group C alongside Zambia, Egypt, and Malawi. Malawi are debutants, at the competition. So that's it with Group A, B, and C at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Let me see the teams in Group D. The Ghana team is in Group C. Cameroon in there, Mali, and the debutants, Cape Verde. That's a difficult group. That Group D, yes, is the group of death. It's a difficult group. Ghana, Cameroon, Mali, and Cape Verde. That's a very, very difficult group. Maybe we'll just look at it because it's women's football, but that's 3 West African teams going against themselves, and they're not small teams with women football. I was just talking about it now. You can put Ghana into that bracket of teams that can compete. Cameroon, Mali, they're not going to be pushovers, So yeah, the complete group for the WAFCON 2026. I don't know where the football will go. But you cannot stop looking at the Super Falcons. No, I mean for a team that has bust this tournament. And they've got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 titles. No, take a bow, Super Falcons. Take a bow. I just wanted to come, give them their flowers again because I haven't really spoken about this team. I followed the WAFCON a lot, the last edition. Unfortunately, I will not be starting with them in Morocco. I have to go to Glasgow for the Commonwealth Games. If you know me, I'm not just football, I'm multi-sport. So I need to go see the level of development we're having with other sports in Nigeria. And then, after that, I should get into Morocco from the quarterfinal phase for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. But I just want to say shout out to the Super Falcons and well done to the girls for this mentality, this winners aura, the way they have taken over social media, this steez, the style, the gracious appearance, the belief that they are unstoppable, and indeed they are the unstoppable queens of African football. Look, you cannot talk about the Super Falcons team without loving them. You just have to love them. When you go back and look at that inspiring story they told us before winning Mission X, that comeback story, that beautiful story of how they said, not today. Not today. We want to do something beyond playing football. We want to empower the girl child in Africa. We want to let people understand that when you are down, you got to pick yourself back up. That's such a sweet, sweet, beautiful, inspiring story, You could go back to my channel and watch it as we get ready to, welcome the Super Falcons at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. So that's the breakdown, the schedule for the Super Falcons at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. We'll be starting with Malawi, where, as I mentioned, the debutants at the competition, and then we're going to play Egypt and Zambia. What are your expectations? You know how I like to bring you guys into it. You've seen all of the steeds. You've seen a bit of drama too. That one I didn't want to talk about it, but I'll just mention it. So the Super Falcons complained that their monies were stolen from different players from their hotel room in Morocco. And now there's this ugly racial slurs, talks going on online from Moroccan fans. You know, we shouldn't be doing this with African football, you know. And Morocco, we need to understand that for us to develop football on the continent, we must embrace the spirit of sportsmanship and we must do it with respect. Particularly Morocco, that you've got case in cast, you know. So all of these things that I'm seeing online is disappointing. But I know the Super Falcons, they won't be bothered. They reported the case and I hear that arrests have been made and they have their money. So fans, calm down. What is wrong. Condemn it. Don't start trying to pull down Esther or Koronko. Don't try to throw abusive racial words towards Michelle Alves. You're not going to do anything to them. Those girls are professionals. Those are top players who've seen it done there. They've been there with life, their football and all of that. So it's just cheap distraction. But I'm saying it's not good for football in Africa. And it should stop. It should stop. Let's do it for the love of the game. Football is supposed to unite us in love, peace, and harmony. The 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations is here. Can Nigeria Super Falcons go on to win a record-extending 11th WAFCON title and also qualify for the World Cup? It's so sweet, you know, to say it, but it's going to be a lot of hard work, smart work, you know. And for us, supporters, followers, we just have to support the team, you know, and give them all the best wishes. So what are you expecting from this WAFCON? Not just from Nigeria, but from other teams. If you're African, you're watching, and of course the Confederation of African Football, in what ways can they improve? Shout out to them. They're giving the winners 2 million. The runners up will get 750,000, while the third place team will get 500,000. Not bad for the development of the sport. Go Super Falcons. Go show them who we are. You've already given them a bit of our steez, our style, our swag, our culture. You've told them that Naija, they carry last, and when we get into that room, it's end of story. I'll see you guys around again. That's it.